Good afternoon and welcome to the view behind blue eyes. And this afternoon I'm in Becketts Park in Northampton and intend to have a little walk round and see if there's anything of note. Just over is Thomas Becket's well, allegedly where Thomas Becket, after he escaped from his trial in Northampton Castle while he was on the run, stopped here and took a drink from a spring that was there. And that current structure was built on an area where the city wall used to be, and the spring was by the city wall. So that was built in the 1800s and commemorates the spot where he allegedly drank. Now, hopefully it's not too noisy, because the vehicles around here are quite noisy, and I'm up in the corner of Becketts Park, just by Victoria Promenade, which goes that way, and Cheney Walk, which goes up that way, and Bedford Road, and Victoria Terrace, which goes off into town that direction. So let's go for a little walk, see if there's anything we can see in Becketts Park. This tree's quite interesting because I didn't know what this was, and my partner and I, we were having a walk down here a few weeks ago or a few days ago. We've not seen this in England before. This is Calpacta, I think, something like that. Yeah, weren't too sure what it was, so he did the old Google lens, and yeah, Calpacta. Of course, this park is sort of nestled in the corner, and that way, further beyond those trees, is Student Union and Midsummer Meadows, upon which the old power station used to rest in Northampton. And there's also the location, or the former location, of Northampton Lido, which I used to visit when I was a very small kid. And I'll say I was a very small kid because it closed down in the very early 70s. So I remember my mum in the summer taking me and my brothers down there behind the power station to have a little swim in the Lido. Well, conkers are looking quite impressive this year. I think that the weather that we've had has made them grow nice and big. We're seeing lots of fruit and nuts on the trees this year due to the wet weather that we've had this summer, although we have just experienced a little Indian summer. However, it's a bit cooler today. So there's a few tracks, so what we'll do is we'll go down here and we'll turn to the right and walk up that way, and then down towards Union. Nice to see your squirrels out and about, isn't it? Now, this art installation isn't looking particularly good anymore. I think the artist was Carol Miles, and she did it sort of for a Millennium charity. I can't remember which is, Millennium Family Charity. Little terracotta tiles glued to the column, but all tiles are beginning to fall off quite a lot now, so it's really not looking its best. So we're just going to head up this way. It sort of kind of leads back towards Victoria Promenade, and then I'm going to take a left down towards that corner, which is the bridge into the Union. It's also the location of Northampton Docks. And when I say docks, I mean canal locks. So obviously we've got the tennis courts here, and pavilion for the tennis courts over there is having some restoration at the moment. There's some more conkers on the trees. Oh, and these dreaded scooters that everybody loves so much. The thing you love to hate. So Victoria Promenade over there. This leads into Victoria Promenade, just comes down there, and then St John's just over there. Just going to cut across the grass. So this wooded area with a large bank on it, I'm not going to talk too much about because I think it deserves its own video, and it's to do with the Northampton to Bedford Railway, as is the St John's area over there. So I'm going to leave that, and we'll come back to it. So yes, this banked up area here. Now, the one thing I will mention about that is that I did hear a rumour, never knew if it was true, but I did hear a rumour that that was also an air raid shelter in the war. That could be completely fabricated. I can't remember who told me that or where I got the information from. Could be completely bogus. There's another look at the pavilion under its current reservation or repair work. Now, I'm not going to go over the bridge again. I'm going to leave that for another video because as I was saying, Northampton to Bedford Railway, there's some stuff over there to visit as well. And we're here to look at Becketts Park. Go on, Cyril. Very active today. Go on, after you, mate. They're getting loads of nuts this year. So here's the River Nene, or Nen. If you're from Northampton, it's the Nen. Don't let anybody else tell you it's so different. And this is Northampton Lock. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about that because I want to capture that as well in a different video. But we're going to have a walk up the side of the River Nen. Oh, what can I say? Let's have a quick walk up here. Northampton Borough Council have some harebrained schemes sometimes. Just my opinion. Well, alright guys. I must have ran all that way around. And in my opinion, Northampton Marina is one of those. Why would you build something that is completely inaccessible to the majority of the population? Yeah, it's nice, but it just doesn't sit well with me. There they are knocking down historic buildings, things, and then they do this. Yeah, we'll move on. It's not popular with me. I'm sure it's quite popular with a few Northamptonians. Not with me. I thought it was a strange idea. Don't think I should be filming other people. People still live on there. If that's what you want to do, fine. But I just think the money could have been put to better use, preserving some more of our heritage, rather than creating something new and knocking down a lot of the heritage. And that's what the channel's about. Northampton, I used to think nothing ever happened in Northampton. Actually, quite a lot's happened in Northampton, I just didn't know about it. And when I was a kid, I was quite ignorant to that. I'd like to say, actually, quite a lot's happened in Northampton. And hopefully these little videos, I can bring some of that to light. Anyway, it is, despite that and the fact that it's starting to rain, a really pretty park. You know, it's busy. The student union is just behind these trees here, behind the marina. It's always got lots of people milling around in it. Does feel pretty safe. And sort of, when you consider the town is just over there. It's a nice little quiet space to come and contemplate life in. see, now this is something I kind of can agree with. Been here a while, well established, Northampton Sea Cadet Corps. I always wondered where that was. I had friends who were in. I never knew where they did it. I always used to think Northampton's not next to the sea. How can you have a corps here? I guess this is it. This is where they come and sail their boats, learn all those naval things that they want to do. And then of course, down in the bottom corner, we have a kiddies playground that even the teenagers love to play in. Never mind, I was a teenager once. They'll grow out of it. Usually when they're about 50. So yeah, if you carry on down here and walk through the gate there, you're into a car park for Midsummer Meadow really, and the student unions. But what we'll do is we'll cut across here and we'll head back another path and finish up. Nice little play area. That's the Bedford Road running up the side there. Look at the queues to come up here. Oh, we won't be going home that way. So, Becketts Park. You can cut back that way, it sort of brings you on the other side of where we just walked. But if you follow this path up to the top, it brings us back to where we started. Quite apt, isn't it really? You're talking about heritage, going full circle and bringing you back to where you start, where the history is. Over there is Cripps Recreation Centre, and in the distance I can see Beckett's Well again. So nearing the end now. So you walk past this lady who's sitting on a chair. I won't disturb her, but we've got some of those World War I figures that they put up to commemorate obviously the end of the war and the war itself. They're really quite cool. I haven't taken a second look. I think they're more just general figures, aren't they, instead of World War I figures. But they are pretty cool. Pretty cool. Should check them out. And there's Becketts Well. If you want a bit more information on that, there's a plaque in the area. Oh, there we go. Silhouettes were installed in 2007. Represent individuals or represent linked into the town's history. John Clare, Charles Rennie Mackintosh, okay, and William Bassett Loke. Well, Charles Rennie Mackintosh, I've heard of him. He's a designer, and in fact, up in Derngate, there's a house which is not changed since he designed it, kept in situ. It's now the Rennie Mackintosh Museum. Something else for another video, I think, sometime. So I'm just going to finish up over here where I started. Next to this piece of art, it's unfortunately suffered a little bit of graffiti. It's made a spirit. I am the spirit of the valley. And then it does say something on the other side. Somewhere. Ah, there we go. I am the source of liquid life. Obviously, spring used to run through here. It's Thomas Becket drank out. Anyway, here we are, back at the beginning. I hope that weren't too boring for you. Nice little walk around Becketts Park. Yeah, I've given my view on a few things, haven't I? They are only my view. It is my view. And this is the view behind Blue Eyes. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.
Talk to me, Goose.